Hey friends, Larry here with Larry's Fountain Pen Review. How are you all doing today? So, my friends, time for a review. So, this here pen, I bought it from AB Rustic Relics, Big Bad Brat shop. And it's a Scripto. Is that right, Mr. Announcer?
Yes.
And you see that right here on the clip of the pen. It's a nice looking pen, and it feels really good in the hand. This is a vintage black gold trim Scripto, and it has the lever here, and it works really well. And on the lever, it does have the made in the USA, and at the bottom of the Scripto, the name, it shows their logo, and I'm seeing anything else. And what I plan on doing with this pen, I will give all these pens a nice polishing and get them to shine a little bit. This was from around the 1950s, but when I was looking up the history on the pen, it also said from the 40s. So I've been looking on this sites for this pen, and I found it, and it was saying from the 40s. So we'll just say 40ish. It has a medium nib pull-off cap, and it has a nice filling system with the lever, and the caps, the sack and the pen seems it's going to work well. There was a lot of suction when you sucked up the ink, and there hasn't been any leaks in it, so that's cool. It's got the material for the pen is resin with a metal gold-colored cap. It's got a nice size grip on this pen, which I really like right there. It's a nice size grip. So, I mean, if you have large hands, that's going to work really well for this kind of pen. The length of the pen capped, as you see it here, is 5.11 inches. And then when you post it, it goes at 5.65 inches, and then it'll weigh in at 15.3 Gs. Plastic case, metal cap, semi-hooded nib, and a gold tone finish on the cap. So the information I got on this pen was it wasn't an expensive pen. It was an everyday kind of writer type pen. And one of the problems that they had with this pen that I've read, that the barrel would crack if you're not careful with it. But other than that, it tended to be a pretty decent writer. So I'm going to use some Birmingham root beer ink in it and see how it writes with that ink. And if it doesn't write well enough, I'll clean the pen out and try a wetter ink. So seems like a real interesting pen, a vintage pen, which I do get into certain vintage pens. And this is my first one of this brand to get out of the box and try. So let's see how the pen writes, okay? It does post very nicely. It's really nice in the hand. No problems. It's not going nowhere. And the lever, there's nothing wrong with the lever. Has a nice pressure to the bag. Again, a nice grip section on here, so large fingers works on it. So semi-hooded nib, and there's that feed for you right there. So let's just go with this and see what happens. Get over there. Okay, we'll go with a medium nib. And it has some good ink flow, as you see here. Reverse writing. And you do get a totally different line variation on the reverse writing, downstroke, and here's your cross stroke. And you're not going to get really any more line variation than what you see here. Wetness, looks like it's going to be a wet, and it is a nice wet nib. So overall, really a nice writer, a nice vintage fountain pen. Everyday carry, school, office, quick notes, letter writing, what have you. Good fountain pen. Again, pick this up at AB Rustic Relics from Big Bad Brad. That's going to do it today. Folks, thank you for joining me today on Larry's Fountain Pen. Remember, be safe out there, folks. Wash some hands. And as always, don't text and drive. Bye-bye.